Alright. I'm gonna check what Twitch thinks of my audio. Seems to be fine. That's great. Alright. So this is a bit of a different start than usual. I'm gonna take a quick trip to the bathroom and I will start coding up. Yeah, I'll be right back. Right, here we go. Let me this on, this off. There we are. Load up the project. Open up the Rust folder. There we go. Everything's getting started up. So I want to open the to-do file. That's good. Playing also GitHub desktop. So what updates do I have here? Oh, Obsidian. I'll download it now, I guess. Alright. Alright. what do we do today? First of all, I'm going to go over the off-stream changes. There have been some. And after that, I'll probably get started on voxel lights. That seems like a good thing to work on. Okay. So yeah, this is the first bit where Nikki, aka Flower, here as well. I cherry picked this from like another branch. But yeah. I guess there hasn't been that much. Yeah, I made the world saving multi-threaded. So far, it just seems to save 200 milliseconds flat. I haven't really tested it further, but it's really strange. It's like always just 200 milliseconds. We'll probably have to do some more testing. Oh, I just noticed that it's the thread count is at 1 here. I probably want to up that a bit. I'll get to like 4 threads for saving. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. And honestly, this could also be single-threaded, while multi-threaded is a bit faster, and I shouldn't get issues with multi-threading since, you know, I'm using Rust, and this code just shouldn't fail. So it should be alright. So, yeah. Gonna hope that that's true. Anyway. Is there anything else here? The set entity position command didn't have this offset thing yet. That's there now. Yeah. And this is all like what I already did on stream. But yeah, and there is another branch here. We can check that out. What changes do I have? Okay. That's fine. We will change to this branch. I'll actually merge main into this. Only one commit. Whoa. We'll go here, and we'll have the reload. Oh, this file might be a bit different. That's fine. I'll just build it again. But there's some interesting stuff here, right? So if I play this, you will see that we're inside of. I accidentally overwrote my save, but that's fine. We have this infinite space, right? Let me full screen this. This might not be good for the bitrate. But basically, you know, there's just these infinite cubes in every direction, and we can just like travel in any direction. And there's just more of them. Right? There's just no end at all. If we fall, if you look very closely, you can see when the new ones, like, quote unquote, load in. Because what really happens is that you get teleported back when you go a certain distance, right? So I can actually really easily show that. Let's do it with a white block, right? Let's place a white block here. And, oh well, I started falling. Where's the white block actually? Like, somewhere there. It's actually really interesting. Oh, it's already gone. Okay, how can I show this well? Oh, right here. Actually, this is great. This is like the exact moment where the teleport happens, right? So I jump up here, and you can see the white block appears, and when I land down here, the white block is no longer there. Oh yeah, and you can also see, like, if I place this, it moves up there. So that's the teleporting that happens. And if I go to the side, you will see the same thing happen. Yeah. Because I'm planning to make the liminal space game with this like engine. I just have to do like this basically. Like when the body like reaches the edge of the like infinite thing, it will just get wrapped around to the other side on all three axes, right? And there's some generation stuff that like makes this happen. Like I generate some offsets here, and then when I place these cubes down, I just index into this offset array and just pick the correct offsets. And if we want to look at this cube from the outside, I would have to disable the teleporting, or I can just switch branch to main. Let's bring our stash back. We're here now. Let's play, and we see that we have something entirely different. Let me load the level that we just saved. And here we are. This is the infinite box, quote unquote. If I take a peek inside, you can see this is a ton of blocks in a repeating pattern. I'm gonna go to the top. It's gonna take a while. That's fine. I'm here. And the reason why this is enclosed as a cube is that when you look at the side, you don't see like the clear sky behind, right? You just see the same color that all these faces are. You see the same color behind them. So it's harder to tell where the edge is. Right? It's a pretty neat effect, I would say. And the one thing this kind of needs is fog. Sadly. Like when you go down and get teleported up, you can kind of see that things blink into existence, but if I have fog, then it becomes impossible to tell. And I kind of want to do that. So it's like 100% smooth. But yeah, that's that. And Nikki has been working on some save load stuff, like UI. I'm more handling the more technical side on the Rust. There's some UIs being cooked. I might end up using them, or I might make my own. We'll see. Well, it looks promising so far, honestly. But yeah, that's basically all the off-stream stuff. And I think I'll just get started on the lights. I guess the first question I have is how do we change the shading on these faces? I guess I could supply the GPU with the data. I mean, yeah, of course I have to, right? If we're talking about rendering, we do have to supply the GPU with data. But it's how do we supply that data? Right, so if we take a look at our Atlas shader, which I conveniently have open, there's not much here, right? There's this shader type, blah blah blah. You know, this is the Atlas they take in, and this is that. So I'm wondering, does it generate some shadow map texture? What kind of a texture would that even be? Would it be a 3D texture, I guess? Because if we go here, because the chunk is 16 by 16 by 16, we probably want to know the light level for like every position. So if we imagine that our chunks are 4 by 4 for a second, right? We would have a light value for this block, a light value for this block, a light value for this block, this, this, and this. And then these faces would just be shaded according to that. I think so. I think that's what I want to do. Actually, let's take a look at Minecraft. How does Minecraft do lighting? What does it look like? What does Minecraft look like? Oh, interesting. Chunk remeshing taking a while. Even though I only placed one block. Like, I guess there's a bunch of stuff in this chunk, so that's fine. Not ideal, but yeah. Like the remeshing of a single chunk itself has to be kind of single threaded, unless I change how the meshes work or something. But this is fine. It is fast enough. For now, at least. We'll see. We will see. Like, if I need to make some... Oh, I have this in Finnish. I had this in Doki Bono, and we looked at some stuff with a friend. I changed it to Finnish as a meme. Where's Doki Bono? I want Doki Bono. There we go. The only language we should be using. I still have to learn it. Actually, I want to modify the settings. So let's change to where's English, dude? Shakespeare in English, sure. No. Okay, there we go. There's actual English. Oh. What do we have? Here's brightness. It's like 50. Smooth lighting off. Yeah, that's better. Oh wow. The game looks so much flatter. Like this. It's actually unreal. And I mean like in a bad way. So let's see. So I'm guessing there's two components to the sliding. It's so dead. Like that color is so dead. Can I get something brighter? I guess that'll do. And if I... Yeah, so if I have like full bright on, we shouldn't see any shadows in the world. I can test that real fast. Yeah, so this is like complete full bright. The voxel lighting system is not in effect right now. If I disable full bright, then this is what we see. There's some thing here that just decides that, you know, top face is brighter, these side faces are this color, and you know, this side is this color. At least I think so. And then bottom is some color. Yeah, so there's some like preset kind of thing in our atlas material. We can tell like which normal we're currently like processing, right? If we look at stairs, I think they have the same thing. You know, top faces are brighter, side faces are darker, and this is like just some hard-coded like brightness differences. And that makes sense. Yeah. And after that we have the voxel lights. That's gonna be the part that's the most annoying to make. Is there any good cave around here? Let's see. There you go. Not survival. I changed the survival twice. I'm a professional. I don't know if I can really get anything by looking at this, to be fair. I think the most that I got was that, you know, these faces have some preset light values, I guess. Or like differences. I don't know, somewhere I have a tab with like a lighting algorithm that I could implement, but I think I'll just try to come up with my own. Unless I like just accidentally remember the thing that I read before. But let me think. I feel like my brain is all over the place. That's fine. Happens. Do you want a... Oh, yeah. Now I actually remember what I was doing. Well, what I was supposed to look at. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'll start out with having a light value for each block. So here how it would work is that, like air has a value of... Oh, let's start with solid blocks. Solid blocks have a value of 0, right? They're not lit. They don't have a light inside them, right? That's the thing. And then air can have anything from like 0 to whatever our max light value is. So if we had like the ceiling open, and then, you know, light would come in from here, and it would propagate all in here. And that's done on the CPU, actually. At least I think so. I don't know if I want to use a GPU for this. Yeah. Light would come in, and then we just make a 3D texture that we feed the shader, telling it how to shade stuff. So there's two parts to tackle here. There's first of all generating the texture, you know, and then there's rendering based on the texture. And I think I should start with rendering. Because if I generate some texture, it's gonna be really hard to tell if it's correct or not if I'm not rendering anything. Let that load there. And I guess there's two things that I could use. The first is just a 3D shader, and the second is like a uniform array. But I think a 3D texture just makes more sense. What is this? Okay. But this is what we want. I'm just gonna take a look at all the things that we don't want first. Okay. Okay. I wonder how image texture layered and texture 3D differ from each other. The density maps fog. Yeah. So seems like this is what I should use for light data. And luckily I don't need much resolution. It's yeah, it's 16 by 16 per chunk. So there's not gonna be much data. And I also don't need many bits. Yeah, I could use L8. Which is gonna be 356 values already, and that's quite a lot for light data. I don't know if there's anything that makes more sense. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna have alpha. Yeah, I guess it's gonna have an L8 3D texture. Sounds really technical, but I just learned this. XD. This is like the default tutorial, that's fine. It doesn't really matter which one I use of those. Guess I can't specify the format here. It's gonna be this is gonna be some sampler 3D. The shader doesn't know. I'm assuming. We just give it something and it will use that. Um Shading reference, let's go. Let's try to find the sampler 3D thing. Is there anything more specific to this? Oh, okay. So I guess we want a I sampler or U sampler. We're not gonna have float data. Or I mean for rendering we might. Who knows? Hmm. Okay. I guess it's as simple as actually how do we know our 3D position here? We have the UV. We need to look at the documentation more. We're at fragment. There's light also, but I kind of want to do the light stuff in fragment because it's custom. Like if I look at this, um, like I would have to use the Godot light system. Yeah, and I don't really want to do that. Like my lights are gonna be in fragment. Spatial fragment. This is what we want. We're still no. This is vertex. This is fragment. Normalize vector from fragment position to camera. We don't care about this. Not position world. We don't care about this. Not position view. We don't care about this. Okay, vertex. That comes from vertex function. Default in view space. I think this is what we want. Maybe. Don't care about these. Don't care. Try to figure this out. I don't really want the pixels 3D coordinate. Well, I guess I do want the pixels 3D coordinate, and then I'm gonna like put it into the block space. I guess this might be what we want. I don't know what view space means though. That's kind of why I scoffed at this. Okay. See what happens with this. Okay, so this is tied to the camera. So it is in view space. It is not what we want. It's not tied to like the meshes here. I wonder how I can do this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. I mean to just edit my text. Yeah, there you go. Just wrote struggling with shaders to the title, so hopefully if someone knows something about shaders, they'll see this and they'll maybe hop in and help. Help. Okay, so we want the view space into model space. Should we just do this? Oh. Should we do this? No. Is this a thing? I have no idea. What is view? Oh, let's see what happens. I don't. Okay, let's just. We got like some very nice disco lights. Ay, ay, ay. It's like I've got an infrared beam. Let me load the infinite cubes. That's great. Holy shit. The shaders are magic. Okay. I should put Godot here. Oh, I see. Is it really just that easy? Let me be inspired by this code. Yeah, that's fair. I will instead do this. This is what I want to do anyway. Yeah, this is very bright, but it seems to be tied. The model space, this is actually very beautiful. So pretty. So pretty. And I guess this is in world space and not in model space. Because here already, like, we're past 16 blocks on each axis. But we still have these colors. This is really pretty though. Holy shit. I have two semicolons here. That's fine. I really want to know what happens if I just multiply with the view matrix instead of the inverse view matrix. It like turns even faster. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Okay. So this is almost correct. Oh. Maybe this? Nope. It's not that. The inverse view matrix is correct. It's just the position needs to be like made to be within the local coordinates instead of these. I wonder how I can do that. This is like modulo this. Can I even do this? Hello, please? No. But it finally says 16. Probably not valid. And this is probably not valid either. Time to stare at the shading reference. Hmm. I guess I just want the node position in the world and just take that away. This seems more correct. But these are inverted. I feel like they should be the other way around, where we have the world position and we take away that. Oh. I feel like I'm wrong. I feel like that's not the right way. This seems like it's correct. Why is it so different on like the outside and the inside though? Let's see, is the transition smooth otherwise? Like if we... Like the top face is so much brighter here. Where do we transition? I guess there? Yeah. And well, these should be the chunk edges. I really want to see this with the infinite like thing. Oh. I have invented Candyland. That's so great. They should... I just realized they should work with the looping as well. Um, Actually, no. It's not going to be necessarily aligned to the chunk edges, so it's maybe not going to work. I wonder how the bitrate likes this. Probably doesn't like this very much because it's so many colors. Anyway. Okay, let me close my window. It's getting a bit too cold. Oh, I just realized I don't have any water. I'll keep going for a bit without water, and then I'll have to get some. I probably don't need this anymore. Okay. We have our Vec 3. Chunk pulse actually, yeah. This is the chunk position. Yep. Indeed. Oh, and this makes sense because if we transition to a different chunk here. I'm thinking, does this really make sense? Is this good? We'll see. I was thinking if the lighting data is per air block. Well, I guess... So I'm not rendering this like based on position. The real value for all these blocks is the thing that's in the middle, right? And I'm not seeing that currently. I'm just seeing the like whatever's on the surface. So this, yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is a very precise kind of. Oh, can I divide this by 16? I can, but it's also not gonna do exactly what I want. I guess it's gonna make it dimmer. Can I round this? Now we should have... Ooh, that's a bit too big. I guess the units are not what I thought they are. Okay, what does rounding do, actually? I should probably see that first. Ooh, not good things. If I multiply this by 2. Okay, this actually looks like something. Not quite what I'm searching for, though. This is 216. Everything is so bright. Divided by 8. But then... And then we get smoothness again. So I do want to divide inside. Multiply outside. This is still too big. Do we just want to do 2? It's not really correct. What if we don't multiply? That's slightly better. It just offsets a bit weirdly. I guess I should like add half a block. And still quite not correct. Let's see, why is it not correct? Add 0.5 to all of it. Okay, I need to add before I divide. That will actually change the position now. That's painful again. I'm in no clip. We can place down blocks though. Oh, I don't want pain. Let's divide again. This is the peak of bug programming. Why do we get this? That means it's that. Right. Okay, this wants to freak out. But it is aligned to the block grid, and we do, like, get some values here. Why is it so bad? We don't want this C fighting. Like, we should just have one uniform value per surface. Instead of the surfaces kind of fighting to see what they should be. And, you know, here we don't get any fighting, but I actually can't tell what's happening on these surfaces anyway. Okay. If we divide by 16 or 8, that's too much. This too much as well? What's the problem with this? Oh, it's just... Horror. This is again just a bit incorrect. I guess instead of 0.5, we want to not add anything. The only problem here is that the shader doesn't update real time because I'm setting up the chunks. So this is again aligned to the block grid, but we still get C fighting. Hor. Actually, we could probably use the normal of the surface to get rid of the C fighting. What I think what happens is that when we have this thing here, like we have some position on the surface, the floating point inaccuracy makes it so it can't decide if it should be part of the block above or the block below, right? It just can't decide which one it should be. And the stuff we see should always be of the block above, right? Like this air block in the middle should light all of these surrounding blocks. At least I think that's how I want it to work. So we need to take the normal and add that to this. And then we round. And then we maybe can do some scaling. And then everything should work. Let's see if we just add like 0.1. Let's see what happens. This should technically get rid of the C fighting. Yes. On this one surface it does. And if I add 0.1 on all of them, it should also be fine. Yep, it is fine. It's just a bit offset from the block grid, right? Yeah, like we can see this pixel here. It's quite not aligned. Or not quite aligned, rather. I can place the block anywhere we can see this displacement. So now we want to take the normal. Oh, is it that simple? Interesting. Well, I guess the normal is in our like view space or whatever. .5 maybe? Okay. Now we don't get any flickering, and this seems to be fully aligned to the block grid. I just have to give up and use my brain instead of just poking around. Next thing. Let's not divide this. But what if we don't round either? Yeah, so now we get the smooth looking surface. And if we only round, we get this. But there's some sea fighting still here. No. Why are you fighting? Okay. I guess if we had a surface of like 0.1, then it would fight. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. How small can we make this and get away with it? I think we get flickering now. We don't. My theory is that the smaller that value is, the better we are off. But I'm gonna make this 0.01. So now this should hopefully be like a usable axis index into our thing. And I loaded our bigger world here. Very interesting. I wonder why this is all the same color. Seems a bit not promising. I feel like this should be just a gradient of different colors. What happens if we do this again? So this just screws everything up. If we do this, then this should also screw everything up. Yep. This should just scale the values. Oh, let me load the big map again. Okay, so it's just that we don't display the values correctly. I think that's the issue. Let's divide by 16. Load the big map. Okay. Now this looks better. We have a unique color for every single position in the mesh. I think. I think these are different. But yeah. So this is like a very scuffed color picker now. I get this like bright green over here. The values change very rapidly there. Mm-hmm. If you go further up, it should suddenly change. Yep. So this is like the green component axis, I guess. And this is blue. And this is red. Fair. That's fair. Now these just have to be something that axes our array, no, our texture 3D correctly. So I'm gonna take a quick water filling break. And yeah. After I have my water, I'll continue trying to work on the light. The BRB. Alright, back here. Drink the water. Not all of it. Alright. And we have our chuck position. I guess I should also just divide here directly, because I'll forget to do this later. I should also round here directly. That should be... I want to see the values. These should be hella incorrect. Nice. Now we have the shader side. Well, almost. Right? What we actually want to do is we want to add this value to the albedo. And not technically even like this. That looks very great. I'm creating art over here, you know? Can't tell me otherwise. We don't want to add the position, we want to add the thing that we sample from here. So what is a sampler? Flight data. And our coordinates are chunk pos. And .rgr. What is Q? I have no idea. Are we gonna like missing texture stuff here? No. Is W gonna be luminance? Well, I mean, I should probably make a texture first. Let's see. Oh, I forget that I'm searching, not naming. Texture 3D. Yes, image texture 3D. Okay. And atlas material. Here we have you. Let's just put you here. And this is actually good. Oh, actually no, it's not quite correct. How do I change your dimensions? I guess I would have to create it through code, but I guess I just have to write code to generate this for now. Also, actually, I can do this in a different place. We generate everything here. Here we register the atlas material. And I set the texture atlas. So just before this, I just need to see atlas material, set, shader parameter, light data, and then this is a to do. Right. I have to actually be right back again. Let me edit this text. Go. I'm gonna be right back and then I'll get on this donation thing. All right. We have to... How to actually configure this? Create. Okay. Hell knock 7 C9. It's going, right? It's going slowly, but it's going. Okay. But currently I'm trying to figure out voxel lighting. So Okay. Why are we struggling here? Is it because of this? Probably because of this. Let's clear this. And also, for now, I'm gonna comment this out. Yes. Yep. So I have this, thing where I can place down blocks. And these are borrowed textures. The black and white, are made by yours truly. But, borrowed textures from a friend, I can place down blocks, I can, destroy them. Whether we have some smooth stair stepping going on. I can load another world here by pressing a button. It takes a while. There's a bunch of blocks here. True. I mean, what can I tell you? If I go here and increase the size of that room, saying like 60, it has a completely different vibe to it, I would say. I could do like 200. This is the true modern art. Just a big room with stairs in the middle, Really speaks to you, right? Oh, this is a good test room. This has been working so far. And I meant to make like a stair stepping video about like how to make this smoother. I still haven't done it, but I need to do that at some point. There's like at least one character controller that I've tested for someone where the stair stepping just didn't feel smooth at all. Yeah, the problem basically is just let me actually explain this real fast. If you step up a stair, then your camera will like move this distance up instantly, right? And then it will go on the flat ground for a moment, and then it will go up instantly again. And it's just really unsmooth. So you just have to do the ascent over multiple ticks. Can't you just make the collateral slope? Usually, yes, right? So that is one solution that you can just do, right? Just flip it out. And I do want to include that in the video where it's like, this is my solution isn't the only solution. But in my system, like, because I'm handling collisions myself, there are only axis-aligned boxes, right? That's the only collision thing that we know of. And it makes stuff a lot simpler to, handle. Right? Because I'm planning on doing multiplayer with, like, rollback netcode. And, for that, I kind of need determinism, right? So it's going to be pure rollback. No, not sending state over, just inputs. Like, everyone agrees on the inputs to the simulation, everyone has the same simulation. Simple as that. And floating points apparently can differ on some CPUs, and they're scary. So I want to stick to integers as much as possible. Yep. And I've yet to make my lighting system. And also, actually, the overall picture. I should have like a page written about this, so I don't like have to explain it every time. But basically, this is just gonna be a tool for making games, right? And like personally for me, because I really like the workflow of just like being in your character controller and just placing blocks, right? And just modifying the terrain and just instantly seeing the changes. Yeah, basically. And instantly being able to play the changed level, right? So it's like the iteration time goes down so much. And, also having like the voxel grid as a restriction is not too bad. And yeah. And to be fair, I'm only using Godot for rendering, file IO, and UI. And maybe the lower level stuff of networking. But I will like have my own like network logic, with the rollback and whatever. So I maybe could eventually turn this into a thing where I spend a bunch of time like learning OpenGL or WGPU, and then I just don't use Godot anymore. that is possible. The code that I've written, for the voxel stuff, one file, XD over 2,000 lines, let's go. There's like a thin-ish interface. Let's see, where do we have? So there's some stuff here. These shouldn't say test anymore, these work. There's like a function for setting a block somewhere. Rebuilding the meshes, it just tells the Rust side to do that. Get block. Some just interface stuff. Intriguing. Where'd you learn the voxel stuff? What do you mean by that? Like, how would I say? I guess YouTube would be the answer. Like, where it's like how to do this stuff, and also just thinking about stuff myself a lot, right? And it's like, how would I say? Like the way I save stuff, for example, I think it's a very good example of how I do things. Where do I save? Here we save the world. So this is multi-threaded, but XD doesn't really matter. But I have this function basically driving everything. Chunk the bytes. I mean, you'd have to learn about mesh generation, chunking, etc., right? Yeah, but it's like very simple stuff. That's how to say. I guess this is over time, just reading things, watching videos, and thinking about stuff. It's not like I read one resource or something like that. But I think this is a good example. I can also go over the chunking, like meshing stuff a bit, right? So here I have this function, chunk the bytes. It's somewhere, it's here. I just iterate over all the blocks and call blocks to bytes XD. And then we have like the blocks are just two numbers and a rotation, right? So you have the material and the model. And that's that. And then we have rotation. And there's some more stuff here. Like, the saving isn't complicated, right? You just have to take your thing and turn it into bytes. And later on, you have to take your thing, take your bytes and turn it into the things. It's not that complicated, right? So, like, save load is simple if you kind of can, if you just, how to say, if you can be bothered to think about the lower level a bit, this works. And if I change this format in the future, where I like have some fourth thing here, then, or I just change something up, then I can have a if statement here, where actually I could open up my previous project. I kind of want to do that. Yes. Basically, I have a version number in the save, right? And the save loader will handle all the old versions. But the saver, it only has to save in the newest format. But I'm going to show you what I exactly mean. Bum 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 bum. As long as this loads, it crashed. It crashed. Wait for Godot. Won't crash. If it crashes again, then I'll just explain it without having the code example. Alright, nice. Okay. Let's expand this. We have this here. Okay, I guess, where do I use this? There's some stuff here. Load build from bytes. This is what we want. Where do I load the build data? Block data. This is some scuff shit. Oh, this is like one. Okay, there's two examples here. Good, 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 good. So this loading function gets passed in the file version that is loading, and it will just walk through the bytes. And I just have some simple if statements here. If the file version is 0, so back then we had different block IDs, right? So I just have to take the ID that we decoded here and convert it to something else, like according to like a dictionary, right? So moving forward, all the future versions will just use the new IDs. But if we ever have, a save with the first format, then, we just look up the correct ID. Not that complicated. And there's some other stuff here. Like this is some old rotation handling. I guess I don't need to do any handling for rotation. Oh no, because the new version, like the phasing values are just correct. Right, so I changed how the phasing values worked. And this is like handling the old values, like transforming them to the new ones, right? Do you already have a release of this project? This pure GDScript one? Yes. There is like a demo. There is a link on the Discord server, but I can just give it to you directly. I'm not that secretive. But I do want to say that this is indeed an older version, right? This doesn't use Rust at all. It's pure GDScript. And there's a few quirks here, right? Do I have to allow JavaScript? No, I already have everything. So the initial idea that I had was to rebuild a Minecraft minigame, like on a server called Speed Builders. So, okay, can I please play the game? Thank you. Okay, web exports are always kind of janky. So you can place down blocks, however you want. Let me just put these in the corners. And then you can play your builds. Right, so you have a countdown, and you get all the materials that you need. You bum, you place everything down, and you will get some stats about how fast you were with building this. With the people who are really enthusiastic about this game, they wanted multiplayer, and then I was like, gonna have to take the engine a bit further before I can do that. Can you actually build everywhere here? Yes, you can. Because I have the permission level set, so you can do that. And if there's a console, you can type help, and there's some stuff here. Yeah, exactly. But it's not that even. It's like a game is fine to play alone. Like you can do it, but it's like it's way better with people. Right? And I agree with that. Right? And the competing version for me, like if I wanted to get people to play my version, I would have to have multiplayer. Because there's like I didn't know it, but there's some Minecraft servers that have copied that game. Well, kind of in hindsight, obviously. Because it kind of half disappeared when the Mineplex network died on Minecraft, right? And they had that game, and they had some other games like Super Smash Mobs, which I really liked. And there is an open source version of that, but I don't know. I still do be wanting to make my own block engine so I can make some neat games. Eventually multiplayer games, but to start out with, some single player games. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the follow. What is the format here? Okay, image to format. want L8. L8. We only want luminance. We don't care about anything else. Width is 16, height is 16, depth is 16. Omip maps. Data. Can we just say that it's empty? Please. Oh. Oh. I have to make a new one then and then create it. Okay. Oh, I didn't have a dot there. See if that works. Alright, now we get nothing. That's nice. And can we oh, there's only an update method. Okay. I guess we want to create the data before this. Okay. Fair. Just gonna make everything pure white. Do that. Go here. Put that there. Let's go. Nothing happens. Yeah, the shade. Okay, shader is incorrect. How do we get luminance? Is you a thing? No. Time to look at the shading reference. I'll have when my unrelated searches appear here. Yeah, it's just, you know, oh, this is like a website that was linked to like a Discord art scammer, which is interesting, and this is just anime. Glad there isn't anything intimidating there. Okay. What's R? I guess for now I'll just make it RGB actually instead of just luminance values. True. I mean, for a while I used to have a like profile on Firefox that was meant to be, you know, like for streaming. So it's only the technical stuff that I search for, and there's like no chance of leaking anything. But then I decided that's too big of a pain to do that. I could move back to it actually, and I could have. It could be useful because then I could have it logged into the like Stream Archive VOD account, so I don't have to switch the accounts constantly. To be fair, it's not that big of a pain, but it would be even easier. Also, are we not sampling this texture? Or what's happening here? What if we make it some other color? Okay. For some reason, we're not doing this. Just make it the value directly. So we have pure black. Let's go. Why are we not sampling the texture? We set the shader parameter here. Sampler 3. I guess I'm just accessing it at the wrong position or something. If we don't divide, what happens then? Still pure black. What if I do this? Still pure black. What is the problem? Is it the alpha? It shouldn't be the alpha. What is the problem? Can I just... Okay. Do I have anything else? Except this. Still get pure black. I'm guessing I'm doing something incorrectly when I'm generating this 3D texture. I'm getting errors. Maybe I should look at those. Oh. Oh. Maybe I should give it a width and a height. Maybe. And some other arguments that it wants. RGB 8, yeah. There you go. Be happy. There we go. Now we get the fox color. Let's go. I remove this comment from here. We add this. Yep. And everything should still... It is not pretty, I can tell you that. Especially these stairs in the middle. Oh. Yep. Yep. I'm gonna become an expert in that, don't worry. Okay, so we're gonna have the chunk position. I have a feeling that we need to divide it by 16. I don't know if it's true. I have a feeling though. Now I kind of want to do this so we can tell what the hell is going on. This might be bad, but we'll see. Because everything is white except for these. I'm guessing it's these being incorrect. Oh, okay, we're getting somewhere. We have some. Like, this looks better, right? You can't disagree too much that this is a lot better than what we had before. Also, why is it like completely white here? Oh, we're supposed to use black for these? Oh yeah, true. And now we have our nice gradient. Now this works. If you go to a chunk edge, then we'll see a sudden jump, or will we? We will. That's good. And I want to see the incorrectness of not doing this. we get nothing. That's great. What if we divide by 8? We still get colors. They're different. 32. I assume 16 is correct, but poking around will confirm that further. I don't know if it's confirming anything. Let's just leave it as 16. Assume that's correct for now. And close my window again. It's getting, but I'd rather have that than be too hot. Remember to drink water. I kind of think I should perhaps make a checkpoint commit here. Well, all this time for these lines. These are some valuable lines right here. I'm not gonna push this. I just want to have this so I can revert if anything happens. There's some scuffed code right there. That's fine though. Okay. Yeah, maybe. There's something similar, where you like. I don't know if this is exactly what you're saying, but there is a tool that uses commit data to see, to basically find hotspots in code, where it's like, oh, this file is visited frequently, right, and it's like changed frequently, and stuff like that, and it's like this function is visited frequently, you know. And maybe even more specifically, like, oh, this line is visited frequently. And, you know, you can, like, spot hotspots in your code. And if you have, like, a file or function that's, like, visited frequently, then it's, like, maybe you want to, like, refactor that, you know? Or maybe, like, break it up if it's, like, a big function, right? Because what you really want are, well, I don't know if this is correct, but the impression that I got from the video that I watched is that you want basically like functions that are kind of just there. You know, they just do their job and you don't have to change them. And they just exist, right? Like that's the ideal, I guess. And it's like, you know, makes sense. And for me, for example, this is a really good example of a function that is just gonna live, right? Um, yeah, exactly. It does seem to make sense. Like this function, I give it a box, which is just a start coordinate and a size, and then I just see like which blocks that intersects with, like block positions, right? And then I can use that to like get the colliders for all those blocks and like do collision and whatever. And it's a really useful function, but I doubt I will ever have to change it because it just works. Unless like I optimize it. But yep. Also, I gotta talk about my war crimes, okay? Um, I love this. This is not a war crime. Please do document your code thoroughly, right? I don't even have to explain this problem. Like, I'm just doing. I consume movement wrongly when I do subdict movement. So if you have big movement, you won't go in a straight line. And graphics, the graphics just tell you that. That's so cool. True. Takes up a lot of space, but it's very, very clear. When I go back to this, like 2 months or 2 years from now, I will remember this hella fast, right? And even a person who has never seen this code or know the problem, users know it. That's something that I'm proud of. That's not a war crime. Let's go to the war crime. The war crime, at least that people have been like in awe of, is my indentation level. Because I like the defined functions where I use them sometimes, right? So I've already this far indented in this like for loop, and then I start declaring a function because that's how I roll. Oh yeah. I'm not afraid of venturing to the right side of the screen. But yeah. Well, I don't know. The only thing that I see here that I could do that makes sense is to like put it before the for loop, so the indentation is not that deep. But I don't know. I like having local functions like this because this is never going to be used anywhere else. It is very, very like local, right? So I don't like if I'm searching for something, like I'm gonna be looking for, how did I say this? I guess top level functions, you know? But I can then have like some hidden functions here in the middle. I don't know if that makes any sense. Makes sense to me. Anyway. Where was I? Yes, I was thinking of actually generating the light data. That's fun. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I do actually have to do it here. I'm thinking, do I want to have bookkeeping? So every time we place and destroy a block, we just calculate the lights there on demand immediately? Or do we just do it when we remesh? Or do we have another function with that? Yeah. I could just move it outside of the for loop. But it's there for now, and doesn't really matter that it's there. Uh, uh. I think I don't want the light data calculation slash bookkeeping to be directly in set block, because I might sometimes want to do a thing where, like if I want to build a big box, I might like, fill an area in, and then make it empty, right? And that's gonna be a lot of wasted effort if I just, calculate the light data for the filled in thing first and then the empty thing. Well, I don't know if that matters actually. I should just be looking for the simplest place to put it. I guess the bigger problem is that I have no idea how to even do the light algorithm. I should figure out that first, and that will tell me where I should place it. I'm gonna disable our fancy lights. I might have to start reading about Starlight, which is a I think it's still active, like a mod for Minecraft that does lighting faster. Minecraft actually rewrote their light engine to be basically Starlight. You know, the mod was really good. It was a lot faster than vanilla, and yeah. So if they have it figured out, then I might as well kind of just use what they have figured out. Well, I mean, here's how I like to think about the world, right? Anything good for Minecraft, it's Mojang, and anything bad, it's Microsoft. But that's not true, and I know it in my heart. It's Mojang is also stinky now. It's my dreams were shattered with Bedrock Edition. When I heard about Bedrock Edition first, I was like, "Oh shit, Minecraft's getting rewritten in C++." I I didn't know programming back then, right? I knew some things, but my brain just went, "Oh, Java, bad language. C++, better language." So it should be way better in terms of performance. It's gonna be so based, and then we get Minecraft microtransactions edition, right? Which is like, bro, really, really, Minecraft, the biggest game. Yeah, I think literally the biggest game, like in terms of sales, the biggest game, and then dude, well, I mean, I guess it makes sense to make it a crash grab at that point, but it's like, bro, that was a big wake up call moment for me, where it's like, yep, this is how the world is. It was very, very sad to realize that it was just not good at all. Okay. I don't have a speck of a clue. So I will start reading Starlight. Yes. And this is all where I got all my info about, like, fucking Minecraft actually using the, like, Starlight algorithm. And yeah, it sucks, but it's also, like, it's how the world is, right? And you can't really change that. Also, I'm gonna move the chat temporarily, because, there's some free space here. But it's, like, the same with, like, cloud services, right? Like, oh, Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever, or even more damning, like the security camera stuff, right? Like you have your security camera connected to like some company's computers, aka the cloud, and then someday, oh, some people were watching through my cameras due to like a technical issue or a security breach. Oh well, what could have I done to prevent this? Don't trust another person's computer. Your camera shouldn't go to the internet unless you want them to, you know. But yeah, it's just own your data, trust no one. Something something. Mm-mm-mm. Also, I'm gonna link this in chat in case you want to take a gander yourself. And, you know, you don't have to search for this yourself. Currently, this text is like, I don't know, there's a lot of words. I hope they connect at some point. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guess also one thing for light stuff is that it's not tied to the chunks at all. Or is it? Because meshing is very simple. We just have some blocks, and we have blocks next to them. And, you know, if you have a certain block next to you, then you can decide, oh, let me not render this thing. But I guess I can tie the light data to chunks. They can work pretty similar to the meshing. Hmm. And this all is assuming that we don't want to revisit each position again, which makes sense. So if we have a chunk, and let's say this grass block is a light source, we just have this here. Because meshing, we just go from the, like, double the chunk, we just go one block at a time, you know, scan through the entire thing, go through everything. You have to do that. With lights, you can't really do the same. It's gonna be hella more expensive. Like, you would take this position and, okay, we want to know what the light level here is. And then you need to check, like, all the surrounding blocks on, like, how far the light can travel. It's like, you see this light source here, it's like, oh, okay, we know our light level. Repeat that for everything. Every block would have to check all their surroundings for any light source. Also know if it's skylit. So I can't do the same thing that I do for meshing. It just doesn't work. So how do we solve that? Just need to think about this a bit differently. Yeah. But to be fair, Big O is not the end all be all, right? If you have enough data, then Big O is relevant. If you don't have enough data, then it becomes less relevant. You know, if I recall correctly, it's like you can use bubble sort for small arrays, and it'll be faster than, like, merge sort. You know, but it is just for small arrays, right? And that's the same case for any algorithm. If you don't have enough data, then simpler, like, more primitive algorithm might just be better. But yeah. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's actually some stuff that I should like figure out about my code. Because currently, if I remesh a ton of chunks at the same time, like I mean, I actually don't know the number, but I just know if I generate a shit ton of chunks, where it's like looking at them will lag your game anyway, because I don't have any distance like fog or anything. Um, like my memory usage will climb up very high. And I'm just kind of thinking why, but I don't know. We'll have to think about that at some point. But it could also be that it will never be a problem for like real use cases. But anyway, so I was thinking, like, I might have to think about light propagation, less like chunk meshing, and more like water flowing, right? If you think about water flowing in a world, I'm probably not gonna have that, at least for a while. But if we imagine like placing a water source up here, then you know it's gonna like just do its thing, right? It's gonna like get these blocks, let's go down here, yada yada yada. Just go here. And then spread out some distance. And for this to work, like these blocks don't have to query some water system and figure out if they should be a water block or not. Right? Like the water itself kind of informs the stuff. Oh, you should be this. And I guess it's the same for light. Mm, 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 mm. I think block light's a bit easier, so I'll start with that. I'll worry about skylight later. So let's go back to this being a light source. Place this down. We basically just want to walk like all around us. Um. So let's say let's put these grass slabs here. Also, I love that I can just place down blocks. This is kind of exactly one reason also why I wanted to build this thing. So you can just like place down blocks, right? And I can do this in Minecraft, but it's different when it's your own thing, right? But yeah. So let's say you know our lights are like on a 2D plane, whatever. And place down a thing, and then we just visit all these things and tell them what value they should be. And if we place down another thing here, then it will visit the nearby ones. Accidentally destroyed that. Whoops. Actually, this should be a different block. I can't... Okay. Interesting. Okay, my hotbar is completely incorrect. I just discovered some bugs about my UI. Later. I will deal with those later. That's very interesting. Let's place these again. I could have saved the world before I reloaded. Now that I think about it. Also, I completely forgot to ask you. I've been just absorbed in this. What are you working on? Or are you working on anything? Oh, like if you have a project that is interesting, I want to hear about it. Wait, size is 3 here. I want to put this closer. If we put this here, then here we compare the value. So we propagate out. Let's say the value here is like 3, and here it's like 2 or something. Or let's say this is 1. I guess it's on the very edge. So we're propagating out. We see that this is a 3, and this is a 1. Then we replace this light value with our stronger one. But we have to know that we're increasing, I guess. If we like remove this, for example, then we will eventually be here. Okay, this is actually a bad example. Doesn't quite line up. I think these would be the same value. Okay. So here we are stronger than this. And we can just replace it. And I guess we have to also know that we're like lighting up and we're not removing light. So that's like the one missing piece this function needs. It needs to know what the light level that it's placing is and whether it's trying to increase or decrease the light level. I think that's all the information you need, right? At least for only block lights. But then we remove this. And we take a look at this slab, and we see that everything around it is smaller than it. So we just remove it. Here everything is smaller. Actually, not yet. We have to remove these first. And now everything is smaller around here. This is gonna be equal. Okay, also going back to this actually. So if we have to start here, when we look at this slab, and we know that we came from this direction, so we're gonna ignore that. We take a look at all the directions except we came from, I think. We see that they're all smaller than us. Like this is smaller than us, so we also queue this for decrease. Same for these. We remove this. And we handle this next, and these all have been queued for a decrease. We remove them. This has been queued for a decrease. We take that away. We don't want to decrease this. This is the same. Same here. Decrease this, and we do try to decrease this as well. But if we just decrease this, then this is incorrect. And it's actually doubly incorrect. So how do we get to the correct result? I think having numbers on these would help. Okay. 3, 2, okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 4, 3, 2, so this is a 2 right now. 4, 3, 2, so it's 2 on both sides. And this is a 3. Okay, so we remove the 4. This does get removed. And this is a 3. This is a 2. So we do queue it for a decrease. And this 2 looks around and we see we have 1s around us. And we And then we have a 3 here. I guess that's enough information to know that we don't need to do anything to this. We came from a 3 here. We have 3 ahead of us. That must mean that there's a light source there. So then we just turn ourselves to what this light source says that we should be. Then we actually want to queue this for an increase. I think all that makes sense. And I don't know if these people are overcomplicating it or if I'm missing something. I'm probably missing something. How many comparisons am I doing here? Let me step through the logic once. I'm gonna write the step through the logic once, I'm gonna read a bit more, and then I'm gonna head out. So I don't think I'm gonna write this algorithm this stream. I'm gonna have to like think about it a bit before writing it. Also, this is like way too much. I somehow fucked up placing these blocks. 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is what we want. Remove this. The starlight is saying that they only have to know the light level of this propagates and not the surrounding things. How is that true? Alright. See you later. Good luck with your own stuff, whatever you're working on. And yeah, good night. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, oh, thank you, thank you. Did you manage to beat the AI? That's the real question. If I play the game, it takes me like 20 minutes or something. And that is the dumb AI. If you beat it, you will get access to the smarter AI. It's only one additional check of the smarter AI, but it does make it harder. Yeah, I don't know. If I wanted to make something even harder than that, then I think I would have to basically rewrite how the AI works. Damn. This. Now I want to go back to that project. I really want to make a thing where it logs every move you make and every move the AI makes, and then, you can like send someone a replay of the game. Damn. I feel like I must resist the temptation. There's so much you could do with that. Exactly. And yeah. Have a good one. Yeah, fun chatting with you. Hmm. Okay, I guess if I want to do lighting without a propagation algorithm, just make a really dumb and naive solution. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but reading that gave me an idea. Right? So let's say we have some light sources. We remove these. Oh. And this is already like more thinking about it like meshing instead of water. What I mean by that is if we let me plug that hole. There we go. If we have this block here, for example, and this block here, and these are both light sources, if we iterate over the chunk, we don't have to like check all the surroundings for every block. We can like do a first pass where we just remember where each light source is. Right? And does that help us? I guess kind of. But we still have to I don't know if that actually helps. No, it does help. Does help. It does help. I was thinking of it wrong. Right, so if we take these light sources, we do the first pass, we go through everything, and we see where the light sources are. Then we process every light source. Right? We take the light source, and then we just go out. You know? We just travel outwards and update all the light values. And I think this is what I'm gonna do for the initial lighting anyway, right? We travel out in 3D, it's gonna look like something like this. And you do the same for every single light source, right? And if you encounter a block that blocks our progress, then of course we don't go through that. And if everything is blocked, so let's say here, this light source is completely blocked off. It sees that it can't travel anywhere. We might have something like this where it can like travel a few blocks, then it will fill those in, and that's that. And if we have a chunk, like a bunch of light sources, like just stacked on top of each other, light sources also act as like occluding blocks. So the center light source here wouldn't be processed at all. We don't care about it. Just these are the things that will light the environment anyway. And lastly, if we have a light source here, let's make a thingamabob like this. We have a light source here and we have a light source here. And just imagine there's a roof on this entire thing, right? So there's a roof on this entire thing. So this, let's say this gets processed first and we just, propagate the light. And then, when we get to this, we have to update this value to be higher, update this value to be higher, and these to be higher. But if we happen to do this in the other order, you know, we just propagate this light, and, you know, let's say it doesn't reach this light, then we start propagating this light. We go here, and then we see that we have a light value here that is like the same of what we're trying to place, or higher. You know, if we imagine the light goes this far, and our light was here, then when this light places its light value, then it will see that this is lower, and it'll place this here. But then this is already like the same or higher. Actually, it's the same because it's 2 blocks from the light. So, and it will just stop propagating here. Like, this is handled as a thing that stops our progress, like a occluder, right? Same as a solid block, same as another light source. So you'll do that. So this will be like the initial lighting that you have for a chunk. Right? This is how you calculate it. And I guess I'll make this algorithm and then realize that it's too slow, and then I'll have to have some like stuff that yeah, it's, you know, it's a light propagation algorithm basically, instead of just calculating all the lights all over again, because we don't really have to do that. But I really should start with this initial lighting thing, you know, where we have anything at all. So that's what I'm gonna work on next time. So this stream, we got the texture, the 3D texture, you know, we have this here, we can sample it, we can add it to our thing. You know, thumbs up emoji. We have that. And then we have some ground plans. You know, some technical plan for how to do this without like waiting for 5 years to light a chunk. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'm gonna work on that either off stream or next time. So thank you everyone for coming. We will find someone to raid. Let's see where we go. Software and game development. That is a good category to be in. Godot. Let's see. See, what is this stream like? Alright, interesting vibes. See. What about this? Alright, this seems chill. We're gonna go here. Not a big raid this time, but that's fine. I did stream at a different time than usual. And tomorrow, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have a day off, actually. We're gonna go visit my cousins. So yeah. We'll see what I'm up to on Sunday. Yeah, see you later. Wah.